They are professional, they are proficient, and now they're getting real-world experience. And these students and graduates of Virginia Commonwealth University's Wilder School of Government and Public Affairs, one of the most prominent schools of its kind in the nation, are bringing great value to state and local government agencies across the Commonwealth and the country. Located in the heart of Richmond, Virginia, the Wilder School is a choice destination for students who seek a top education and unmatched experience in government and public affairs. Students from more than 23 countries are getting their education from an international faculty of more than 100 distinguished professors and leaders. The Wilder School's mission is vital to our nation, to train the leaders of our future.
So, as you can see, we had numbers.
Since 2006, the Wilder Graduate Scholars Fellowship Program has been bringing students into government agencies to do valuable work. The program attracts the best students who seek the most challenging endeavors, both academically and in their service experience. Wilder Fellows bring a can-do, professional work attitude to state government. They also bring a world-class education. Their efforts are on target and leading to job offers.
Not only on target, but they had to come in with their feet on the ground, running and ready to go, motivated, enthused about the work.
These students are greatly enhancing the work of state and local governments across the Commonwealth. There is no question that academics play a significant role in professional development. In fact, 11,000 alumni of the Wilder School are providing leadership across the world, in Congress, and federal and state administrations. That academic training, combined with real-world experience, is ensuring these students are ready to make important contributions to government right out of school. And their contributions reach further than government. The Wilder School at VCU has produced best-selling authors and leaders in both the nonprofit and business worlds.
Thank you.
The Wilder School embarked on this fellowship program so they could add that professional development piece of the academic puzzle to their portfolio when it came time to look for good jobs. At the same time, government agencies needed an influx of talent, people with new ideas and a fresh understanding of how government can work.
We went out to agencies and talked to them about this idea. And it's become easier over time because the students really sell the program. The students do remarkable jobs within the agency.
All indications are this has been a perfect match.
The agency gets a really talented person who is already very strong, but they can also give increased responsibility in a very short period of time. And the student gets a world-class experience working in state and local government or in nonprofit organizations or private sector organizations doing GIS mapping or strategic planning or working with event planning. And so they leave with the full package. They have their academic skills under their belt, and then in addition to that, they have this lengthy job experience that they've had out in the agency, and that just really makes them more competitive on the job market when they're done.
For this match to work, agencies needed to know they were getting quality students. Each one of the Wilder Fellows is thoroughly vetted, goes through a lengthy interview process, and must show they can do the job and be a valuable resource.
You have to be that resource. You have to bring these new ideas, this fresh perspective. You're coming right out of the classroom with these new best practices and these, the methodology that you're using in the statistics class. You have to be able to apply that, and that agencies that support these fellowship opportunities will allow you to do that.
That was evident when Wilder Fellows Tyler Klein and Emily Ruff came on board with the Department of General Services, just as the agency needed to take inventory of state-owned property across the Commonwealth. It was a huge amount of information to process.
About 10,000 plus documents that we had to go through. And what we did with the fellows, they came in and they had to first understand what the information was on the deeds, and then how to take that information and put it into our real estate information management system that's now the central repository of the data that would be used for the state property.
Property ranging from Capitol Square here in Richmond to community colleges, major universities, correctional institutes, state parks, to smaller properties like Virginia Department of Transportation rest stops and storage areas for VDOT. and we want to make sure that the deed number matches up with the tract file.
Tyler and Emily went far beyond their given task. After recording the deeds, they then came up with the kind of initiative that truly makes government work well for the people.
They prepared a report for the Commonwealth that wasn't asked of them. They took it upon themselves, that actually laid out and identified facilities that, if needed during an evacuation from a hurricane, people coming out of the Tidewater area, they identified some property along the evacuation route that possibly could be used as some type of staging or holding area. This was not only a win for us in them completing the work that we asked them to do and what they got out of the program, but also other agencies are going to benefit from the work that they decided to take on themselves and produce for the state.
That kind of initiative is inherent in every Wilder Fellow who embarks on this program. And each one of these young, intelligent, and creative students understands the work they do will help them map out their own professional future and find their passion.
The fellowship allowed me to exude an immense amount of confidence, just because I had that experience in dealing with management and dealing with managers on a level where I had to talk to them and interrelate with them. And then going into my job within the federal government, that was such an important element.
I got to work with executives in both the private and public sector. I got to take on many different types of responsibilities, and so my analytical skills, my research abilities, my communication and creativity and administrative gifts, those all were welcomed and very useful in the field I've chosen.
You learn a lot about like time management, meeting deadlines, professional writing, being able to write memos, other important reports. A lot of stuff that we worked on went before the Virginia General Assembly, so we had to be very, very professional and very, very concise with what we were delivering to them.
This fellowship work in the real world is leading to real-world jobs. Leah Frumau's first job out of the Wilder School Fellowship Program was created for her by the Richmond Redevelopment and Housing Authority.
The agency had a need for a grant coordinator / special projects person, and they decided that I could fit that role. And so they created it's called the Fund Development Officer position for me. The fact that I would be able to stay at the authority and finish out a lot of the projects and initiatives that I had started as a fellow was very exciting for me.
These Wilder Fellows are providing valuable work while still learning. For government agencies, the Wilder School Program is nothing short of a gift.
They have a wealth of knowledge in how to conduct policy research. That's what they are trained to do, and it is quite apparent in the results of their work.
They're stellar students. They're students you want to be working with and you want to be part of their professional development.
These fellows also represent the future of our state government. Projections show over the next 5 years, some 25,000 state government workers will be retiring, leaving a huge void. This represents both a challenge and significant opportunities for both our Commonwealth and for these Wilder Fellows.
Because you're making that match. You're giving them exposure to how government works. You're giving government the exposure to the students, where these students get that experience. So in 5 years, or during this next 5-year period of time, when they come to you and they're looking for jobs, they're well suited, they know how government works.
The reason why this Wilder Graduate Scholars Fellowship Program is so successful is because the Wilder School does two things extremely well. With its extraordinary faculty, body of research, and resources, the Wilder School teaches these students every aspect of government service. The Wilder School graduates masters in criminal justice, homeland security and emergency preparedness, public administration, sociology, and urban and regional planning. And the Wilder School's leadership thoroughly researches the needs of each agency to ensure those needs are met with the right students.
I think the degree to which you know what you need for them to do, they can help match up the student that's most interested in it and most well trained to do that work. So it's great. I mean, they're basically your employment agency, if you will.
We're so impressed with them and seeing them seasoned after a year, in some cases 2 years, that we really want to make an offer to them to stay if possible.
It's priceless. I mean, I definitely know that I would not be where I am today.
Priceless. It's the right word for the Wilder Graduate Scholars Fellowship Program, a terrific opportunity for some very talented and accomplished students, and a great way to lay the foundation of a solid future for quality government in the Commonwealth.